That's right, we're starting a new game. We're going to see how fast we can go from landing to launching to the moon. Okay, everybody, this is it. We have just landed. Our shelter has popped up. Our landing pad has popped up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to come over here and we're going to hit initialize cargo drop. What is that going to give us? Well, let's see. It's going to give us the oxygenator, it's going to give us the starting platform, and it's going to give us the starting medium printer. I don't know why they call it a starting medium printer, but that's what they call it. So the RTG kind of goes in this spot. See, packaged item right here, and you can unpackage it from here. Now, you don't have to put it in here. You can put it on this platform. However, I would advise go ahead and putting it in here. All right. Now, all this stuff we can actually move around. So we're gonna, you see C and V to rotate. We're gonna actually just kind of set some of this stuff down for now, and then we can actually build out from here once we get the opportunity. Man, I hope that's gonna work. Will that reach? Nope. We're just gonna move this in a little bit because that power plug isn't gonna reach to there. So now we have power. We have oxygen. Now we can print things. So let's hold down F and we are unpacking. Now the first thing that we need to find, so if you're new to a planet like this, oh look at that, there are debris. You see these things out here in the field, in this little mountain area? That's debris. That's going to have some good stuff for us. But the first thing we need to find is what's called component. And component is going to be, looks like gray bubbles kind of sticking out of the ground. So I'm kind of just looking around. I see some copper up there. Oh, right here. Boom, right here in front of me. So we're going to hit E. We're going to bring out our little vacuum gun. And we are going to just grab as much of this gray stuff as we can. Now the blue bar at the very top of my backpack is my oxygen. And once that gets down, I can definitely die. I am very close to base, so if I did die, then I would just spawn back at base and come right back. So I've got one thing of compound just popped onto my backpack. We are just getting rid of as much of this as we can. Alright, can I get any more out of here? Look at that. This is actually a pretty good starting place. I didn't have to look too hard. Scan that, scan that. So you're probably wondering why I just scanned those little things. That is research. Okay, so we're going to run back here. You see I'm almost out of oxygen. Oh, good, good, good. So if we hit our tab key for our PC players, you see we have 34 bytes. Top right-hand corner of this menu here, we have 34 bytes. That's how we learn how to make things, okay? That's our research stuff. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to make are some of these tethers. You see it's already unlocked. So is the oxygen filters, so is the small canister, the small generator, the beacon, and the work light. So if you've played through the tutorial, you've probably seen some of these things. Those are the things that come unlocked already. All the way at the very bottom is the small printer. That's what we're going to need to print everything that's in this tab. Okay, you see all this is already locked. Oxygenator is locked. Field shelter, and you see it 1,800 bytes to unlock that. I have 34. So that means we have to be getting bytes as we go through this. Medium storage is unlocked. Medium platform is unlocked. The rover seat, which is kind of interesting, is already unlocked. And the medium printer. So jumping over here, this is the medium printer, what we were given at the beginning. We can make a large platform. That's unlocked. The research chamber is unlocked. Again, the research chamber is how we can get some of more of these bytes. And I think the large printer is unlocked. So yeah, so that would take 3 compound. In the large printer, the shelter is already unlocked. That is, you know, what we just came out of. And that's really it. So that's in there. So we have, if we look at our backpack, you see we have 3 compound already. And you see the tether bundle is there. So we're going to go ahead and print a tether bundle. Okay. And so now that we have a tether bundle, we can actually start dropping tethers. Now there's a few ways to do this. You can click on this and drag one. On the keyboard, you can hit T, but because it's on the left top side of my backpack, I can hit C as well. If you're playing on like an Xbox, I think it's the left bumper if it's on the left side and the right bumper if it's on the right side. So we're gonna I'm going to drop that right there, and we're just going to run out a little bit because I want to get over here and see what's on these. It looks like power cells are on. Oh, see, it got a little far, but I can pick that up and move it back. So there's a few things that I need to get right away. That's compound and resin, because those are going to be the building blocks, or the kind of the building essentials when we first start off. So we're going to go a little bit further. We're going to drop another one. Let's see what we see up here. You see this yellow stuff up here? Kind of looks like macaroni. We're going to go ahead and grab that. Kind of looks like macaroni out there in the distance. I'm going to keep heading towards it. You see that out there? You see I'm just hitting T as I get to the end of my tether line. I drop T. I hit T and it drops me another tether. Let's see if I can go around here. Hit T. See, so now it looks like I've got about one more tether left on this pack. And I can get up here. And I need this resin because the resin is going to help me build a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to take as much of this resin as I want, or as I possibly can in this first trip. I'm not going to, right now I'm not going to really get rid of anything. I'm not going to get rid of the organic, which is the green stuff on the back. I'm not going to get rid of the compound. Once you get later in the game, that's some stuff that you might sacrifice it for other resources you might find out here. Go ahead and take as much of this as I possibly can. Oh, see, I knocked down my tether. I'm going to stick you over here. Nope, you're too far. There we go. And I'm going to continue to take as much of this. I like to call it macaroni because, honestly, it looks like macaroni growing out of the ground. It's macaroni in the wild. It's wild macaroni. So I'm kind of terraforming, and now I do have 3 slots on my gun that are available. But I really need this compound for a couple, or this resin, I'm sorry. I really need it for a couple of reasons. It is what we make platforms out of, but it is also what we're going to make our canister out of, and the canister will go on our backpack and allow us. So as we're kind of forming or terraforming or digging up stuff, it'll allow us to collect some of that soil, and we can then turn that soil into other things. Now I want to show you something. Now you see how I'm pointing at the ground, but it says there's resin natural resource, and it gives me the icon for resin. That means that underneath here is more resin. So that's a nice little handy thing that tells you if there's something kind of just under that surface area. See, like right here, there's nothing, but if I come down a little, okay, see, it's telling me right there is some more resin, so I can dig down, see, there it is. Oh, look, see, more resin here, and I'm actually full, so I'm going to follow my tether back around. There is another power cell thing there. These are good when we can get to batteries. More power cells. So we got lots of power cells around here. We're going to run back and we're going to drop some of this stuff off. We're going to make just little piles. In the future, we can actually make storage units for this. But for right now, I'm just going to make little piles of each of these elements, or each of these resources, kind of separate from one another so that I can keep them kind of together. The power cells I'm going to actually stick over here because I don't want them to really get mixed up with the rest of my resources. And I'm really just clicking and dragging. And I am going to make another bundle of tethers. But one of the other things that I can make, let me grab one more of these. And one of the things that I can make is this small canister. Now this is what I was talking about a minute ago. With that small canister, as I gather resources, like I'm going to go back out here and try to gather more resin, I'm digging up the soil, I'm digging up the ground around it. Well, I want to collect as much of that as possible for a few reasons. One of the reasons is I can build up with it. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to finish trying to gather this. Now you see on my backpack, see how that now it has an orange dot in the middle and there's a little white starting to form on the circle around it. As that white fills up, that means the canister is filling up, and I can actually use this if I hold down, again, this is PC, if I hold down the Alt key, you see now the arrow is pointing outward, it'll actually build out. If I let it go, it starts to go and kind of clear that back in. Now here's one of the really nifty things that took me a little bit to learn, because I'm not terribly intelligent. If I hold down Control, you see it flattens it out. What that's going to do is make this nice and flat. That's really good for kind of forming the base. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and get a canister, because now I can kind of expand my base area and make a little bit more of the ground around it flat. And let me pull back up here a little more. Make some of that area around me flat. And so it's level, and I can kind of work around there and add more stuff as I get going. Because I want that as flat. I want a nice, large, flat area. Do I see more? this, okay, right here, see this research item? As soon as we get a chance, we're going to build, oh, and I see a medium wind generator out there. We're going to build a research chamber so we can start researching that stuff, which will give us a lot more bytes, and then the bytes will allow us to learn new things, which is why it's kind of free to begin with, is because you can't get bytes if you don't have the research chamber, so it wouldn't make sense to make the research chamber cost bytes. So yeah, this looks like a good little pocket over here. So we're going to come over here and we're going to look at the medium printer, and one of the things we're definitely going to have is a large platform in order to put the research chamber on. And the research chamber is going to be 1 resin and 2 compound, and we know that this is 2 resin, so we know we need 3 resin and 2 compound. We have the 1 compound on us, so we are going to need 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to need 1 more of these. And now I'm actually going to stick this on the other side because this is getting kind of obnoxious. I keep tripping over it, so it's good to have, but I don't need it right now because I don't really have anything to power up. So we're going to go back into here, and the first thing we're going to make is a large platform. You see it takes 2 resin. Let's go ahead and start. So that's printing. I know it's not terribly exciting. Let me go ahead and show you something here. If you notice down here at the bottom, you see where that's red? Let me show you what we can do. Let me grab another compound, because I can always go get more while that's doing that. And I'm going to go over here to the small generator. Go ahead and make that. You see these 2 little slots on the other side of this? Look, that thing, oh, it stopped working because I had to refill my battery pack. So I'm going to stick this right here, and I'm going to grab me an organic right here. And I am going to just, this is what's nice. I can just click right here where it says organic because it's on my backpack. And now look how much faster that's going. This little generator is putting out enough power. This is now at about half power, and it can go ahead and make that for me. And this is just organic. This is just the, there's another one of those research samples. And there's one out here. See, right here? Research sample out there. Look at that. See? So we have made our large platform. We're going to put it right here. Actually, remember earlier when I was saying that if I hold down control, it lets me flatten this out? We're going to flatten out this land a little bit because I'm about to put some stuff on it, and I want this nice and flat. I'm going to go ahead and get this nice and flat from the get-go. Now, you see I'm just kind of roughly doing this real quick. The slower I go, the flatter this will be, the smoother this is going to be. So let me go ahead and just get this nice and flat, get out as far as I can. I am basically emptying that little canister that I started with on my back, but I am leveling all this out. Let me run over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I basically want a nice big flat area to build on, okay? And that's actually gathering more organic as I do it. If you do this over an area that has a resource, you will gather that resource as you do it. See, we're going to get this nice and smooth. We're going to bring this up. Ooh, pop that. Look at that. Pop that thing up like that. All right. You have to be careful. If something's in a hole, you can bury it. So we're just going to... All right. I'm getting kind of low in my canister. All right. So now I can bring this over. I'm going to put this right about here. Because I'm not crazy about how close everything gets to one another. And you see it just move when I dropped it? Okay, out a little more. So we're going to unpack it now. And we're going to power this bad boy up. Just cable to cable. Look, and now the tethers are hooking to it. The reason being is because the oxygenator is hooked to this. This is going to that. The oxygen is actually flowing along the power cables. Pretty cool stuff, I know. And now I know I still have this stuff on my back. I need to make the research chamber. So go ahead and get that going. Here it goes. Again, see, we're kind of at that medium power. Let's click that. that's going to make that. So let's go back out here and get this research rock that I had just found. So we're going to click on it. Let's get close enough we can click on it. And we can just kind of carry this back. This is going to give us bytes, and it'll tell us how many bytes it will give us. The bytes give us the research points that we need to continue to learn how to make new things. Because we do want to get to this small shuttle right here. It takes 1,500 bytes. It takes 2 aluminum, means we have to go find aluminum. Okay, so that takes 1,500 bytes to get the small shuttle. One of the other things we're going to need in order to launch that is... Did I pass it already? I must have passed it already. Let's see here. Little small camera. Isn't that kind of cool? It must be up here. Oh, yeah. Where is it? Where is it? These are the mods. These are things that can go on your, like your gun and stuff like that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not in the... Why? I'm looking in the backpack. That's on me. That's on me, guys. That's totally on me. Right here is the solid fuel thruster. So we need an aluminum and an ammonium, and that's 500 bytes. We're also going to need another 1,500 bytes to unlock this. So we need to unlock the smelter, which is 250 bytes, in order to make some of that stuff. So I'm going to turn that off. We're going to burn this over here. So you're seeing that we need bytes. So I'm going to stick this in here. This is how this works. Once you can get it to snap, it sits down in there. And you have a little control panel in the front. And you hit F, and it tells you this item will take 11 minutes and 15 seconds, and it will give me 450 bytes. It's doing 11 bytes a minute to begin with. Again, it's not getting a lot of power. Why? Because there's just not a lot of power there to give. I did see something out here, and I'm going to run and grab it, and it's going to give us more power when the wind blows. And that is this medium wind turbine. This is one of the reasons it's always kind of great to check these things out. You see, I came off tether, but I'm right back. This is going to give us power. So whenever the wind blows, once I set this on a platform, whenever the wind blows, this is going to give us power. See, it's already turning in my hands. But I'm going to have to make a platform for it. And a platform is going to take resin. So, look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm already running low on resources. I need the medium. I need the small printer, which I haven't made. And that I know that is 1 compound. So I can go here. Small printer. But what's nice is it can either sit on its own. When you make the small one, see, they kind of make their own. Here, I'll show you. It can either sit on its own little platform like this, or you can stick it on a platform like this when there's an extra little slot. So I'm actually just going to put it right here. And I'm going to hit here, and I'm going to do a medium platform. So hit that, and then I'm going to turn this back on so we can crank that power up. Once this medium platform gets built, I can stick it right here. We can throw the medium wind turbine on there. That's going to help generate us power when there is wind. There are also solar panels, which we will find out there, and we can also make once we get the right resources. See, throw another organic in there. See, this is why organic is good, because move that up just a little bit. It's used in generators. So that's why I wasn't really throwing anything out. And oh, no, I didn't want to grab that. I wanted to grab this. And so now that is actually going to generate us power. Whenever this is turning, it's generating us power. So if I actually turn this off, you see it goes down to that. If I unclick this cable, you see how low it goes? And turn this back on. Now, look at that. We're almost up to completely full power. I am doing 23 bytes a minute. If I look at this, it's telling me 23 bytes a minute. Now it jumps up here. It's going to do even more. So, what did that say? How long did that say that was going to take? 4 minutes. Okay, so we're going to have some bytes here in a minute. And I think I see our first cave, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yep, there's our first cave. So we will be going down to that very, very shortly. And look at that, right into aluminum. Talk about lucky. That blue stuff that looks like stacked up funny looking dimes. This is aluminum. I mean, you talk about lucky. We landed in just a fantastic spot. Oh, we really did. This is great. You're not always gonna find aluminum and stuff that easily. Now, you hear the music kind of changed. These plants right here, this planet doesn't have some of the worst plants on it, but it does have some ugly plant life that is kind of mean, and I'm going to flatten some of this out, make it easier for us to walk on. Just leveling everything off. Oh, I got some. Okay. So I'm going to show you what these plants do. See how they explode? And we can research the little things they hold. You don't want to be close to them when they explode. It's no bueno. It is not good at all. There's another research mineral. We'll take all that we can get. Let me drop another tether here. This is... Will it tell me? Let's say it. Let's say it. Laterite. There we go. Oh, that's a seed. I don't want that. I want that. So now that we got one on our backpack, that's laterite. That is the raw aluminum material. We need that to build a lot of stuff. So we're going to get as much of this aluminum. This is why I didn't want to come in here with a backpack full of stuff. So let's go ahead and learn this. All right, we're gonna have to basically burn up the rest of our resin here. All right, so let me drop. Well, we'll make us a little aluminum pile, right? We'll make it over. We'll make it right here. We're gonna drop all this wonderfully beautiful aluminum. I mean, what a great find that was on our first one down. All right, and we'll drop. Oh, you know what? Let's keep this organic on here because I'm gonna stick it right here so this runs a little faster. Because we are going to make. Oh, you know what? I can't. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. I've got to go find more resin. We are at 1,596 bytes already. So we've learned the smelting furnace. So to build the smelting furnace, it is... Oh, I need a compound. Look at that. We have 10 on us. 10. We got 10. Where did... Oh, you know where... I know where that went. Do you know where that went? See, we really need wind. It's killing us not having any wind. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to grab a compound. And I am going to build us another printer. Gotta scroll around here to it. Because, did I make a printer? See, this is when my... I can tell it's getting late because I didn't want a printer. I wanted a small generator. So I gotta... I don't really want to burn another compound, but I'm gonna burn another compound because we need it. This makes my heart sad that I did that, because that is now useless. That is now useless. Okay, now we've got the power going. I need to get this thing built. I need to get these research points in. 1,700 research points already. 1,700. We're about to burn another 750 though, so hopefully by the time we need the 750, this is up to 1,750. In order to make the soil centrifuge, we need aluminum. So let me go ahead and let me just do this. I gotta do it. So this is, like I said, we're gonna use a lot of the resources that we get to begin with to, you know, to make the things we need to make. So I have an aluminum, and I need 2 compounds. So, I mean, you see, I found a good bit of compound, but I'm already burning through it. So, we'll go here, and there's another, see, we're good, we're past the 1750. So here we go. Go here. And you know what that means? Another 2 resin to build another large platform. Okay, so I've got the soil canister, I'm sorry, the soil centrifuge built. It's sitting over here, and here's what's so great about it. All right, the canisters I was talking about, and the reason I built the second one, it will actually take the soil out of that, and I can use it. So let me go fill this up again. I'm going to get some more organic. I am going to fill up my soil canisters. I'm also going to explore up here a little bit. It looks like there's compound up there. Compound in them there hills. So I'm willing to burn some tethers if it's going to take me to some more compound that I could definitely use. All right. Yeah, and see, we've got... Go ahead and take those. And there's that copper that I thought I saw. Some more compound, get rid of some of these rocks. There's a lot of rocks up in this area. See the copper, yes, this is what I was seeing earlier, right here. right in here. Lots and lots of copper and compound. This is just a wonderful area. I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving this area right now. Now, see how hard this is to get through? I need to find a ceramic. I'm going to find some clay. The clay makes ceramic because it is really hard to cut through this stuff with just the regular terrain tool. Alright, I already put one in there. There goes the second one. That is now full. I can click on this. I can now make 8 compound, 8 resin, 8 organic, 6 clay, 4 quartz, 2 graphite or ammonia right now. Some of the stuff I haven't even come across. So I'm going to go ahead and make 8 organic, or I'm sorry, 8 compound. So there it is. There it is, everybody. That is why I wanted the soil centrifuge. 2 canisters gives me 8. Count them. 8 compound. That's fantastic. So there it is. I think we've done pretty good so far. We have gotten a soil centrifuge, a smelting furnace, right? That was called? Yeah, the smelting furnace. We've got a research chamber that's steady cranking out some research for us. We have gotten aluminum, resin, organic. We've gotten some compound and some copper. I mean, well, this is technically called malachite, but it's basically the copper stuff. We are cranking right along. We are definitely kicking ass, and we're heading towards that shuttle to get us to the moon. So stick around. Next episode, we're going to keep on trucking. We're going to keep on working and getting more stuff. We're going to get back down in that cave and see what else we can find, and I will see you then.